What began as a sort of retrospective on Rockstar games led me down a myriad of winding corridors, descending down twisting paths, all of which converge onto Lake Obscurity, where fish whistle and trees clap, and developers that nobody's ever heard of are tucked away in the recesses of disposable entertainment. Previously, on a video I made, I spoke at length about a company that worked with Rockstar on 2 separate productions, only one of which was a success for the same reason that some guy named Coney will be a write-in candidate for 2 million voters. I did not talk about that game. The company was VIS Entertainment, and in the video I highlighted their junior entry, Tom and Jerry Fist of Fury, and spoke a bit about their shortcomings as developers. Today they're responsible for train sims and things that are pretty much safe from the ever-predatory eye of critique that exists in the harshest of proving grounds. But there was a time that they did work for some video game sacred cows like Earthworm Jim, which is critically jeopardous but financially sound. Video game fans can be pretty vicious. These days, much like with cinema goers, there isn't a lot of support by rabid money throwers for innovative new titles from companies that no one's ever heard of. There seems to be a high demand for the familiar, so for developers to venture out on their own without the safety net of even some public domain familiarity or media lubrication is quite a risky venture. Some might even call it brave. So enter the Shaman. At last, a new IP out of the studio that was getting tired of no one ever noticing them. Brave Search for the Spirit Dancer is a kid-friendly adventure romp that borrows territory from ancient Native American mythology and, as a boon to modern American storytelling, manages to tread carefully enough to not disturb this hollow, politically correct ground. You play as young Weeblo Scout Brave, who goes through some pretty extravagant lengths to try and earn his Spirit Dancer badge by searching for the titular shaman, who just happens to be the only force powerful enough to defeat the great evil which can't help himself from giving poor Brave's village a terrestrial atomic wedgie. The game was published by Evolved Games, aptly titled because for the first time in a Viz piece, you actually get an experience with all of the elements of a passing product. Granted, it's passing with a C, but for a developer with Viz's track record, that's like a Bright Future Scholarship honoree compared to the things we've seen. Ever the mechanic jacker, Viz manages to sufficiently bite the styles of a few other successful titles right from the start, letting me know that this go-around, they've learned a thing or two about a good games. Right away, they're all like, yeah, we know Naughty Dog. Loved me some God of War. Rogue Squadron, anyone? So they did it! They managed to crank out a game that isn't horrible, and if that weren't good enough, it's a completely, sort of, totally, kind of original property that they spawned from inception. Great job, guys! Happy ending! Roll those credits! Yay!
This was a triumph.
Wait a minute, wait. If this game was so successful, why haven't I heard of it until now? Well, if we peep some of the deets, you'll find that this game has been smothered in stinky anal doom as soon as it touched down. Brave, Everybody Do the Spirit Dougie was ready and shipped worldwide way back in 2005, a year prior to the release of the PS3 and the rest of the next-gen consoles. This means that the PS2 was on its last legs, and if anything memorable was going to happen for its future, it was going to happen that year. Only Safety Dancer bravely wouldn't hit the States until 2007. That's 2 years after its global release, and a year after the PS3 dropped. The only people paying attention to novel PS2 titles at that point were probably hipsters who had Blockbuster memberships because it was ironic. Not to mention the cloudy reviews that would keep this game from taking off. Reviews, by the way, that complained about camera issues on a game with a free-moving camera, and completely failed to mention that the game shipped with more audio bugs than a Bloodhound's Q-tip.
What? Half gray bear? Half grape? I don't see.
Of the war of rear.
Am ready.
But you're not a warrior yet.
The lesson I take away from all this is never trust the reviewer. They're all self-righteous. Except for me, I'm a sock. The reviews were, however, spot on in their comparisons to Avalanche Software's Tak and the Power of Juju, which could easily be mistaken for Brave and the Sip of the Spritzer water if Tak hadn't been released 4 years before Brave, sent to the Amazon, and been subsequently turned into a Nicktoon. Behold the power of Juju. Let it be known that For some reason, a sequel to Springing Daisies was made for the Xbox 360 that had nothing to do with VIS, who at this point are unraveling their acronym and expanding their talents to something more suited for hardened veterans of the manic corporate war that ensues in the modern-day video game industry. I, for one, cannot wait for their highly anticipated sequel to Airport Firefighter Simulator, I guess. While I really want to like Braves and the season ticket holder more than I actually do, it just gets harder to defend the more I unravel its plight. Still, it's reasonable to suspect that this game is shelved away in somebody's favorite obscurities collection, and for that, I think VIS should be proud. This concludes our look at VIS Entertainment. Stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching. Bye! Sucks.
Everybody, there's a new king in town. Get ready. Mojo, Mojo, Mojo King, baby!
Well, this is the end of the road for our VIS Entertainment highlight reel. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, then watch some more of this stuff. Well, this concludes our highlight on VIS Entertainment. Stay tuned for some more stuff by a sock. Well, this concludes our highlight of VIS Entertainment. No, not highlight. This concludes our look at hopeful developers VIS Entertainment. This concludes the highlight of... I don't know what to say.